Welcome everyone to the Heartland Conference Tournament. Joe Rodriguez joined by Nolan Sineff here to bring you the second game of today's tournament doubleheader between the number 1 seeded St. Mary's Rattlers and number 4 seeded Texas A&M International University Dust Devils. It was a slugfest in our first game, a game eventually won by the St. Edwards Hilltoppers over the University of Arkansas Fort Smith Lions. And Nolan, in this game, a bit more of a pitching matchup, probably a bit of a different game. What are you looking for in the second game of this doubleheader?
Well, the big thing that I see here is the Dust Devils are putting in all their chips because they have to.
That's right.
With the Rattlers, what we have is Rene Solis pitching, and although he'd be an ace on, I would believe, any other team in NCAA Division II baseball, on the Rattlers, he's our number 2 pitcher. So for us to be able to bring him out to pitch and have this great pitching matchup still gives St. Mary's such a huge advantage.
And Rene Solis, of course, already named as a Heartland Conference Pitcher of the Year, one of the many Rattler players to make either the first or second team, and that does include, as you mentioned earlier, Carl O'Neill, who is named the Pitcher of the Year, Brandon Bates, who is named the Player of the Year, and Charlie Meagle, who in this season won his 1,000th career game, also named the Coach of the Year. But let's go on ahead and let's talk about Rene Solis, as it is him who's pitching today. As you mentioned earlier in today, he only has to really get control of that one pitch, and he's a dominant player. Go on ahead and tell us about Rene Solis and what you want to see out of him today.
That changeup that he has is just nasty. It's something that I would hate to go up against because the way he pitches, it's such a delayed motion that when he throws his fastball, you don't expect it. And especially when he takes that changeup on you, you just don't know what to do with yourself. And the movement that he has on it, it can go inside, it can go outside, it doesn't matter. He's ready for any pitch, any batter that he faces.
And you and I were watching him a little bit today in his bullpen session. He also had that awesome curveball going for him. And if the fastball and changeup is the cake, the curveball absolutely just has to be the frosting, right?
Oh, definitely. He is a 4-pitch pitcher. He does have that slider, but the slider is almost a backup pitch. He doesn't want to use it because that curveball that he has is also just so powerful against these batters.
And like many of the Rattler pitchers we've seen, he just changes speed so effectively as well.
Oh, just incredibly.
So let's go on ahead. Let's meet the numbers on Rene Solis. A 2.05 ERA and a 7-1 record. It's no wonder he contributed to this Rattlers team ERA of 2.38, which is just mind-boggling to enter Heartland Conference play with. But now let's go on ahead. Let's meet the batters that'll be opposing him of the Texas A&M the Texas A&M International University Dust Devils. Leading off, it'll be Rondon out of the Dominican Republic. The shortstop, flashy glove, and a solid batter, excellent speed on the path. After him, batting second will be Gonzalez, the designated hitter. Salas will bat third, he'll play third base. And then McKinnon will play first and bat cleanup. Zykov after him, he'll bat fifth and play right. After him will be Garza batting in the sixth hole and playing left. Then it'll be Schmedley handling the catching duties and batting seventh. Then Schimmel and then Anderson to round us off. We're about ready to get underway. Solis working from the windup. The first pitch outside for a called ball 1. First pitch at 5:18, an excellent crowd out for this game, and Rondon starts the game off with a base hit. And look at him fly down that first base line. Really a fun player to watch is Alvaro Rondon.
Designated hitter, Hector Gonzalez.
Rene Solis got away with that pitch, to be perfectly honest. Rondon could have taken that yard the way he hung that curveball up there for him.
That'll be Hector Gonzalez. He's hitting .261 on the year with 7 doubles and 18 RBIs. Check over to first on Rondon. We're coming to you live from Sullivan Field on the campus of the University of the Incarnate Word. The second year in a row that this campus has hosted the Heartland Conference Tournament. We'd like to thank our friends and rivals from across this the city for taking care of us once again, as construction's still underway for the new Rattler Field and should be ready for next season. It's looking beautiful on campus now. Rondon goes with the pitch. It's a slow one. Throw down to second, and he nailed him.
Beautiful
Slusher.
throw.
Man, did you see Slusher? He just popped out of his stance and gunned him down. And Rondon picked the right pitch to go on. Is the scary thing about what Slusher just did there with his arm.
The thing about it is Slusher, that was almost a pitch out. Although it was a perfect pitch to go on as far as speed, Rene missed it so bad that it became a pitch out.
That one dealt in there for a called strike. 1-1 the count. That one out of the zone, 2-1. Let's go on ahead and meet the rest of the Rattlers defense. From left to right in the outfield will be Muchagimba, Billy Richard, and then Garcia. Third base, it'll be Gonzalez, Segala, and Maldonado up the middle. Bates will be playing first, and Slusher handling the duties behind the plate with that excellent arm that he already has displayed. 3-1 the count. Gonzalez now can be choosy with his pitch here. Nolan, what would you look for there, as that one's called a strike?
Well, now that it's 3-2, as much as Rene has to be careful, it's still in his wheelhouse. Because he can throw that changeup or he can throw that curveball, and he's not going to see it coming.
And that one called strike 3 as Gonzalez is rung up. Solis running that one right at the knees and on the inside corner.
Rene figured out real quick that the outside part of the plate is not being called very kindly, but the inside part is.
Now let's go on ahead and meet our umpires. Home plate umpire is Ralph Menard. At first base, it's Roger Claycomb. At second base, it's Augie Garcia. And at third base, it's Doug McClure. First pitch thrown in there for strike 1. As Solis steps in. Solis from the windup. That one catches the outside corner as the lefties battle here. Solis leading this Dust Devils team in batting average. He's batting .313 on the year with 23 RBIs.
Good waste.
And he's just nibbling right there.
Setting him up there for that changeup.
There it was, off speed, but it's fouled off.
He's actually ready for it.
Yeah, Solis just barely staying alive there. He was out way in front of it. Outfield and infield playing just about straight away. A hot shot back to Solis. It's off his glove. And Segala will handle it. 3 up, 3 down. 1-6-3. Score that one. Dust Devils, nothing. The Rattlers coming up. So you're watching the Heartland Conference Tournament on Rattlers Live.
Garcia.
And welcome back, everyone, to the Heartland Conference Tournament. So we're ready to get under the bottom of the first inning. Let's go on ahead and meet the pitcher for the Devils, Abdel Rivera. Nolan, what have we seen out of Rivera so far this year?
9-2 on the season, 2.04 ERA. And the last time we played him, we lost to him 3-2. He's not I wouldn't call him a power pitcher, but I also wouldn't call him a slow pitcher. He's just, like you said during the break, he's crafty. His pitches are smart. He knows when to change speeds.
Well, Garcia showing bunt there. He fouls it off. 0-1 the count. Checks his swing there. The count is now 1-2. Let's go on ahead. We'll meet the Rattlers lineup. It'll be Garcia leading off. He's playing right field. Muchigimba batting second. He's playing left. Segala playing short. He's batting third. So that pitch high and outside. 2-2 now the count. After him will be the Heartland Conference Player of the Year, Brandon Bates. He's playing first base and batting fourth. Al Gonzalez after him playing third base and batting fifth. Then it'll be Mario Maldonado as this one's fouled away. He's batting sixth and playing second. It'll be Billy Richard playing center field and batting seventh. There'll be Humple. He'll be the designated hitter batting eighth. And Scott Slusher will be catching and batting ninth. Garcia takes this one a two-hopper to second, and Schimmel handles it for the first out of this half of the inning.
Boy, he wants that one back. In fact, a couple pitches during that at-bat, he wants them back.
Left fielder Derek Muchigimba.
Now it'll be Derek Muchigimba coming to the plate. Muchigimba, a .316 hitter on the season. Also led the Rattler team with 3 triples and 4 home runs. Righty versus lefty here, called strike one. That one off the plate just outside. It's 1-1 now. That one runs on the inside corner, fastball. It's called a strike. Rivera now ahead 1-2.
Yeah, it's a kind inner part of the plate for this umpire. Not giving anything on the outside, but that inside part of the plate, he's calling it very, very close.
Rivera has his sign, winds and deals, and Muchigimba fouls it down the first baseline. We'll do 1-2 again.
I think the important thing here against Rivera is to be able to get a lot of pitches out of him here in the first couple of innings. Just like that.
So Muchigimba looks at that one, 2-2. And that's typically the thing that you want to do in your first at-bat is you go up there. You want to see all of his pitches. That way when you come up for your second at-bat, you already have an idea of what he wants to do. This one taken into right field. It's going to get over the right fielder's head. Extra bases for Muchigimba. It caroms off the wall, and Muchigimba's going to turn and go for 3. The throw from Rondon. He's in there sliding safe. Rivera backs up the throw. Otherwise, Muchigimba would have advanced it home. But it's a triple for Muchigimba.
Shortstop, Ivan Segala.
And now Ivan Segala will come to the plate. Segala batting .264 on the year. He has 259 at-bats, which is second on this Rattler squad, only to Billy Richard. Here's the pitch. Strike one called. And Nolan, as a batter going up there with a runner on third base, talk me through your mindset. Only one out here.
Don't hit it to third. Whatever you do, I don't care where you put the ball, don't hit it to third.
That one swung on and missed, and 0-2 now the count. Don't strike out either.
Well, that too.
I mean, in honesty, my thought process when I went a runner on third base and only in less than 2 outs is to try to put the ball in the air and deep and try to get a sac fly or something, or even just like spray a hit. You're right, not toward third. And Segala swings and misses as he goes down on 3 pitches. And it'll be up to Brandon Bates.
First baseman.
Swinging a ghost there. Brandon Bates, the Heartland Conference Player of the Year. 380 average. 34 RBIs.
Already a chance here to help out his team. He looks at that first pitch, run on the inside corner, called strike 1. Rivera starting him off with a fastball there. Bates smokes this one, but foul down the third baseline. And now he finds himself behind 0-2.
That's where you want it. Go, right there!
And again, this is the opportunity that even if we don't score, to get a lot of pitches out of Rivera in the first inning just takes his confidence away.
And sets you up for future success.
Exactly.
So that one's in the dirt, knocked down.
Good job looking at that. That just fell off the table.
Schmedley, a good job blocking it. He potentially saved a run there. But you're right. Most of the damage that is done to pitchers is the second or third time through the order. Unless it's just some rare occasion. But a lot of the time it's the second time through the order when you've already seen the guy. This one, a 3-hopper over to Rondon. He has a hose of an arm and throws out Bates. That ends the inning. No runs, 1 hit, a runner stranded at third. Zeros on the board as we're heading to the top of the second. And you're watching the Heartland Conference Tournament on Rattlers Live. Welcome back, everyone, to the Heartland Conference Tournament on Rattlers Live. I'm Joe Rodriguez, joined by Nolan Sineff. It'll be McKeon, Zykov, and Garza due up for the Dust Devils. His first pitch taken high into left field. And the squeeze is applied by Muchagimba. 1 away off of 1 pitch. And that you have to love starting an inning like that if you're a pitcher, Nolan. Just throwing 1 pitch out there and letting your buddies behind you take care of it.
Exactly.
It sets you up for success later on down in the inning. Zykov steps in, looks at a first pitch strike called on the outside corner.
He's throwing that curveball a little harder now.
Usually it's a bit more loopy, but it just has more action to it, and it's maybe a little bit more velocity today.
Sometimes, and this is what Nolan Ryan always did, was sometimes you didn't want your curveball to be, as that one gets almost to the wall, he's gonna have a stand-up double.
Zykov absolutely just smoked that one, a liner.
But sometimes you don't want your curveball to be slower, to be deceptive. You want it to be faster, to be a power pitch.
Left fielder, Fernando Garza.
Now it'll be Fernando Garza, a runner in scoring position, especially with a pitcher like Solis. where we mentioned he already has that excellent changeup, where he already changes speeds effectively, so a bit of a harder curve doesn't hurt him by any means.
Not at all.
Well, Zykov leads from second. 1 away. There's that curveball. It's fouled off, 0-1. Garza, a 257 hitter as he comes into play today. 14 RBIs on the season. Check to second for Solis. Now he comes to the plate. Now it'll run off the edge of the plate. 1-1.
All right, come back, put him in the book.
1-1, 1 away. Here's the pitch. He tried to bend that one back, but it didn't come all the way back for him. 2-1 now. Garza being very patient in this at-bat. Schmedley waits on deck, Schimmel in the hole. Here's the pitch. And this one poked through into left field. They're going to hold him up, and the throw will be cut off. So Muchagimba had a pretty good chance of throwing out Zykov at the plate. Now it'll be runners at the corners, and Schmedley coming to the plate. Schmedley, a 286 hitter for the Dust Devils. That's good for 4th best on the team. So we see Slusher now coming out, giving the signs.
And I know Slusher's telling him happily give up a run for a double play.
Oh, well, double play would end the inning here, so...
Oh, pardon me, 1 out.
Yep. Gonzalez playing just about on the cut of the grass, just in case a bunt comes down for Schmedley. That one out of the zone, 1-0. So far, the Dust Devils hitting the ball hard and finding the holes. Already 3 hits on the ball game.
I want to go in there, Daddy.
And this one popped up. Maldonado, it's off his glove. And the Dust Devils will score the first run of the ball game. So Maldonado was caught in no man's land there. He wasn't able to get over there. And then it bounced off the heel of his glove, and they're going to score it a hit and give the RBI to Schmedley. As offense continues to be the theme of the day. Now it'll be Schimmel at the plate, the second baseman. 2 runners on, only 1 away. Check to second, here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. And Solis, for the first time in 3 or 4 batters, finally gets a first pitch strike.
Go, Randler. There's 2.
Jerron Schimmel, a 224 hitter on the year. 20 RBIs to his name. Solis to the plate. That one gets away from Slusher, and advancing down to third is Garza, but Schmedley will stay put at first. Anderson, the number 9 hitter, waits on deck. One and 1 the count, 1 away. Middle infielders playing at double play depth. Al Gonzalez playing on the cut of the grass. Swing and a miss, that curveball. A changeup. 1 and 2 now the count. And now it looks like the sun's starting to come out a little bit. So we have some sunshine, but it's still very humid and cloudy.
Swing and a miss on that beautiful changeup.
And he showed it to him 2 times in that bout in consecutive pitches, and Schimmel still couldn't handle it.
His changeup today is just falling off the table. Just no way you can catch up to that.
Now it'll be Anderson, the number 9 hitter. With the Dust Devils already leading 1-0, he'll try to extend the lead. Here's the pitch. That one runs on the outside corner. They got him in a run down here at second, and Segala manages to tag him out before the run crosses the plate. It looked like a double steal was on there, but the Rattlers prepared for it. That'll end the inning as Slusher with his second put out of the ball game. 1-0, the Dust Devils lead, but the Rattlers coming up. And welcome back, everyone, to the Heartland Conference Tournament here live on Rattlers Live. Let's go on ahead. We'll meet the defense of the Dust Devils team that now leads 1-0. In the outfield from right to left, it's Garza, Anderson, and then Zykov. Salas is playing third base, Rondon and Schimmel up the middle, and then it's McKeon at first base, and then Schmedley catching behind the plate. And now Gonzalez coming up. He'll be followed by Maldonado and then Billy Richard this inning. First one dialed in there for a called strike one, as Rivera was pretty effective there in that first inning besides a triple to Muchigimba. And that one, Gonzalez fouls it off his own leg. It's 0-2 now. And as a pitcher, Nolan, when you hop ahead 0-2, it just allows you to do a variety of things.
I mean, I would always just come back with my sinker and just put it nowhere near the strike zone. That got way too much of the plate, though.
Gonzalez not doing too much with it, just took it right back up the middle, and the Rattlers have their leadoff man on.
Second baseman, Mario Maldonado.
Now Mario Maldonado coming to the plate, and we'll see what the Rattlers do here.
My coach always told me, put it right back where it came from.
I always had the same philosophy when I was at the plate. That's why I often hit the other way. And I could pull. It's Maldonado laying the bunt down here. It's a beauty. Only plays to first base, and the Rattlers now with the tying run in scoring position. Nice and simple there, making the pitcher field his position. And now it'll be Billy Richard coming to the plate. Billy Richard, the past 2 years, his numbers have been good, but then when it came tournament time, his numbers just ballooned, and he always has been a great tournament player. We'll see what he does this year in the Heartland Conference Tournament. Looks at that first pitch, called strike one.
Watching that one all the way.
And it's really something he's done toward the second half of the season, and his batting average has gone up because of it. He seems to be watching a ton more pitches now than he was earlier in the year.
Well, he was impatient at the beginning of the year. He'd see a good pitch and just want to take it instead of trying to see what the pitcher has.
1-1 now, the count, one away. As Gonzalez leads from second.
I know, exactly.
And that one inside, and now he's worked himself into a nice count, 2-1. Vera checked to second, both middle infielders bluffing over there. And Richard smokes this one, but well fouled down that third base side. So 2-2 now the count, as Richard will look to straighten out.
Billy's looking so calm up there. I haven't seen that all year.
Early RBI opportunity. Pickoff throw over, but diving back safely is Gonzalez. Humpel waits on deck. Rivera has his sign. No look to second. And whoa, look out, right back at him. As Rivera is able to glove it for the out, and Gonzalez barely got back to second in time. A purely reactionary play there out of Rivera for the second out of the inning.
Designated hitter, Nathan Humpel.
He just saved a run.
Most definitely, and now will be Humpel. It's reminiscent of a scary incident that happened earlier today where Freeman also had a comebacker come at him, but it actually hit him in the head. But luckily, he was able to get up. He was fine. He went on to continue pitching in that game for University of Arkansas Fort Smith. Now it'll be Humpel at the plate. Rivera deals, and Humpel lifts this one high into right center field. And it's got the distance and gets down. The Rattlers will tie this ball game up. Humpel, a big turn at second. He's digging for three. He's going to have to slide, and he's safe. The Rattlers, their second triple of the ball game, and more importantly, their first runs and equalizer early on in this ball game.
There is nothing I love seeing more than the big guy run like that.
And you actually have an interesting story about Humpel running like that, don't you?
Yeah.
You care to share? Or?
It was the greatest thing ever. I saw him running across the Shawnee Field over at St. Mary's.
On campus.
On campus. And I just saw him sprinting as fast as I've ever seen somebody run in their life. And all he kept saying was, I'm late, I'm late, I'm late, I'm late. And the whole way I'm saying, why don't you do that on the field?
Well, he just showed the wheels there.
Yeah, he did.
And he tied up the ball game with that deep drive to right center field. And now it'll be Scott Slusher, the catcher, at the plate. And potentially the game-leading run on third. Strike one called.
Whoa, we got some kind of crowd.
I know, the biggest crowd I've seen all year at a Rattlers game. As Slusher lifts this one high down the right field line, it's hooking, it's going to go foul. So Slusher will be behind 0-2, and Humpel will retreat back to the bag.
The thing that I like about that Humpel hit was that he didn't try and drive it like he was wanting to hit a home run. He hit inside out and made sure that it went straight.
And still, he got the good part of the bat on the ball. That's why it carried so far.
Yeah.
If the wind had been blowing out, or if it wasn't such a humid day, it might have had a shot to go out of the park. Well, 0-2 the count to Slusher, who's having a rough year at the plate, to say the least. 108 his average so far. 9 RBIs, though, looking for number 10 on the year here. And this one taken over, Rondon with the backhand. And it's going to get away from him, and the Rattlers will push a second run across the board. Slusher coming through here, and they're going to give him the hit, his 10th RBI on the season.
Boy, that is the last person you expect to make a play like that.
I know, Rondon, we even talked about him in the pregame about what an excellent fielder he is, but still a tough play. He had to go backhand across his body and just wasn't able to glove it there. Now the inning extended even further, and it'll be Garcia at the plate. That one outside for ball one. Both teams so far showing their offensive prowess. 4 hits for each team so far today. 2-1, the Rattler lead. And that one low and in the dirt. 2-0 now for Garcia.
I love it when I make a point and it's proven. Start watching pitches with a pitcher that isn't consistent, and sooner or later he's going to make a mistake.
And Rivera, he's been pretty sharp today. I mean, he's made some nice pitches, but every now and then, especially, at the college level, you're not going to be perfect all the time, and you got to learn to take advantage of it, and it's what we're seeing out of the Rattlers so far, and even the Dust Devils to an extent. This one's smoked. It'll get through the hole, and the Rattlers yet another hit. Slusher will stay put at second as he takes a seat. And it'll be 2 on with 2 out.
Boy, how many times did I do that?
Left fielder Derek Muchagamba.
And now Derek Muchagamba will come to the plate in time being called here. Nobody warming in the Texas A&M International University bullpen, but already a conference to take place on the mound. It's Muchagamba at the plate. He already had a triple in the first inning of this ball game where he really got a hold of one.
He did the one thing that no other Rattler batter has been able to do yet, and he got on top of that changeup that Rivera's throwing.
Well, if you're Rivera now, Nick, we're looking at it from the other side. What do you have to do in this at bat against Muchagamba? It's a righty versus a lefty in your disadvantage. So what are you trying to do?
You're trying to keep the ball away from him.
So would you rather face Segala, who's on deck, or would you just try to make good pitches here? Well, this one popped up high in the air. Settling underneath it is Schmedley, and he has it. And, well, I guess you try to do that, but not before the Rattlers score 2 runs and tack on 4 extra hits as you're watching the Heartland Conference Tournament on Rattlers Live. Welcome back, everyone, as we get ready to start the top of the 3rd inning. It'll be Anderson, Rondon, and Gonzalez, 9-1-2 coming up here. That first pitch fired in there for a called strike 1 for Rene Solis, who is now working with a lead for the first time today. This one hit high in the air toward right field. Garcia settles under it, applies a squeeze, 1 away.
I didn't know he had the 2-seam fastball.
Yeah, that one had some nice movement on it, didn't it? I don't think Anderson really knew he had it either, because that one ran off his bat and just went straight up into the air, basically. Now it'll be Rondon. Rondon a single in his first at-bat.
There it is again.
This one popped high into the air. Bates taking control. And 2 outs in 3 innings for Solis.
He was hiding that from us. I love it.
Well, now will be Gonzalez, the designated hitter, coming up. Struck out looking at his first at-bat. Rattlers infield playing straight away. That one catches the outside corner for a called strike 1. Billy Richard, the center fielder, 2 or 3 strides over to the left, but the rest of the outfield playing pretty basic. This one shot towards short. Excellent glove by Segala, and with the hose, that ends the inning. 5 pitches was all it took for Solis in that inning. We're heading right back to the bottom of the 3rd. The Rattlers due up as you're watching the Heartland Conference Tournament on Rattlers Live. Welcome back, everyone. Bottom of the third underway. Ivan Segala at the plate, who made that last out of the inning. He looks at ball one, 1-0. After him, it'll be Bates and then Gonzalez to follow. Segala 0 for 1 today. He struck out the first time up. So it counts now even at 1 apiece. Segala actually not much of a chance in that first at bat as he struck out on 3 pitches against Rivera.
And that's the first time Rivera's thrown a cutter.
And that one hung up there just above the belt, so it's 2-1 now.
This pitcher's hiding things from us.
This one chopped foul, and the count will be even at 2 apiece. Either that, or we might just be seeing the pitches just a little bit differently. I mean, we haven't broadcasted from here before, and our view's a little bit different.
Yeah, it is.
But, yeah, it's looking like, some different pitches going on right now. 2-2, none away. That was a curveball. It hung up, but Segala got it on the wrong part of the bat. And the catch is made by Zykov, 1 away.
I think if he had that one back, it hit that in Carnet Word bus out there.
Yeah, well, he's way behind on that pitch there. Now Brandon Bates coming up. He grounded out to Rondon his first time up. Two to 1 our score. Brief recap if you're just joining us. The Dust Devils jumped ahead in the top of the second. They scored 1 run. And then the Rattlers answered right back and scored 2 of their own. And Bates strokes one into center field. That's what you're talking about, Nolan. Not trying to do too much there, just trying to get on base.
Exactly.
Leaving it up to his team, and now Al Gonzalez. Gonzalez already hit on today's game and scored one of the Rattlers' 2 runs.
The thing I like about Bates is that pitch right there, he could have tried to drive that, and he might have popped it up.
Yeah.
Instead, he just drove right through it and got on base.
Fired in there. Just a bit low, so it'll be 1-0 for Gonzalez. Maldonado waits on deck. Richard in the hole, should it come to that. Here's the pitch. Now we caught the outside corner, 1-1, with 1 away now.
All right, back to get it right here.
Wind picking up a little bit now. It's blowing right to left across the field. Nothing too strong or crazy. And this one lifted into right center field. It might come back for the center fielder, though, and it does. Anderson makes the catch. Bates will have to retreat back to the bag. 2 away now.
Second baseman, Mario Maldonado.
Hi, Mario.
Now it'll be Mario Maldonado coming to the plate. Mario with sacrifice bunt in his first plate appearance. And a .298 hitter on the season for the sophomore. First pitch off speed and it drops out of the zone. 1-0.
Good job watching that.
Richard waits on deck. Small lead for Bates at first. He looks to extend it a little bit now. Maldonado lifts this one high into the air. Anderson underneath it. He makes the catch. And that does it for the Rattlers. No runs. One hit, one left on base. 2-1 still our score. We're heading to the top of the fourth. So you're watching the Heartland Conference Tournament on Rattlers Live. And welcome back to the Heartland Conference Tournament, everyone. Joe Rodriguez, Nolan Sineff here. And it'll be Solis, McKinnon, and Zykov in this inning. First one dealt in there for a called strike one.
Renee's starting to work a little faster now.
And that's something you typically see out of a pitcher once they find their groove. And it looks like him and Slusher are starting to get on the same page. Fastball runs there just outside, 1-1.
Still not getting that outside corner.
Solis grounded out in his first at-bat. And this one, comebacker right to Renee. Throw over to first in time. And that'll do it for Solis.
First baseman, Alex McKeon.
Now it'll be McKeon, 0 for 1 today. He flew out to Muchagimba and left his first time up.
You know, I like the way the pitchers for St. Mary's are taught because they don't rush the throw ever to first. They make sure that they have the ball. They make sure they have a grip on it before they ever toss it to first.
That first one runs on the outside corner for a called strike one. And a lot of the time what you'll see is they'll field it and then they'll take a couple of steps over to first and just underhand it.
And as a former pitcher myself, you just got to understand that it looks easy, but it's not.
Especially on those reactionary plays. This one, a two-hopper. Handled by Segal. The throw is accurate and true. 2 away now. And Nolan, I'd have to point out to a point that you made earlier, the biggest difference I'm seeing so far in these last few innings, the Rattlers seeing much more pitches than the Dust Devils are.
Dust Devils are swinging at just about everything. And to be honest, it's not a bad idea because Renee is leaving a lot in the zone. But the pitches that they're swinging at aren't pitches that you're going to be able to get a lot of wood on. Metal on.
There's that change up there. Foul tipped into Slusher's glove. Strike one. This one popped up. Maldonado settling under. It's a can of corn, and that's the inning. 3 up, 3 down, and after throwing just a 5-pitch inning, this time Solis only throws 8 pitches. 2-1, the Rattler lead as you're watching the Heartland Conference Tournament on Rattlers Live. Welcome back, everyone, to the Heartland Conference Tournament. It'll be Richard, Humple, and Slusher, the bottom of the order, due up here for the Rattlers. Richard lined out to the pitcher Rivera in the second inning. Robbed of a hit there, but now looking to to lead off here for the Rattlers, a role he's used to. 0-1 the count. He looks at yet another pitch and makes the count now 1-1.
Where I'm saying that he looks just so comfortable up there right now. All throughout the year, he would have swung at that.
Swing and a miss as he swung through that one. Change up. 1-2 now. And do you think there's something to be said for some pressure being taken off of him as he's batting 7th here today?
You know, I'm never sure too much about that as he strikes out, because no matter what, he feels like he's under the lights, especially now that we're in tournament time.
Designated hitter, Nathan Humple.
Well, Nathan Humple comes to the plate, but it's a lot to be said for his leadership in the dugout and on the field.
That one just outside, 1-0 the count. It's Humple, his last inning, he showed off the wheels on a triple.
I think the biggest person I can compare Billy Richard to would be like a Raul Ibanez. Lots of leadership, always ready to do anything the coach asks him to do. Maybe not the best bat at the moment.
Rivera now taking his time on the comebacker, and Humple is retired. 2 up, 2 down.
Catcher, Scott Slusher.
And now be Scott Slusher, who had an RBI single his last time up. Ball that barely got off the glove of Rondon, but he was given the single anyway, and thus the RBI.
It would have been a difficult throw for Rondon.
Mm-hmm.
But one that we've seen him make.
He's very capable, but definitely a difficult play. First pitch fired in there for a called strike 1.
Wouldn't be surprised if that fastball just touched 90.
Rivera's, we see him progressing later on in the game. It looks like his velocity's getting better, and there you see it again. As Rivera's looking for a shutdown inning here. 0-2 the count.
With his pitch count getting up there in the 70s, almost 80 now, he seriously needs one.
0-2, 2 away. Slusher steps back in. Rivera to the plate. That one well outside. Probably trying to see if he gets Slusher to chase. 1-2 the count.
That's a setup anytime you throw that far outside the plate.
Came back inside. Slusher hits it. 2-hopper over to second. And it gets away. And Slusher now motoring down to second base. He'll be there standing as no one's covering the bag. And an error on the third baseman, Solis, as Slusher stands tall at second.
I'm not sure what happened there. Solis had plenty of time to throw that one across.
It just looked like a misfire, and a great effort there by McKeon, but not able to stretch out to get it. And now the Rattlers with the top of the order and a man in scoring position, Garcia at the plate. Garcia in the second half of the season, 2 notable walk-off victories recently. We remind you, if you're a Rattler fan, you want to read up on the videos or even read up on it or even see the videos that we did on it, interview that I did with Garcia, you can check out the new RattlerAthletics.com for all the latest statistics, scheduling, and videos and articles that we put together. Check out the new RattlerAthletics.com. And also now, you can sign up for a text message system where you can get live alerts to your phone. So again, it's just RattlerAthletics.com, and click on the phone in the upper right-hand corner and subscribe to that service. I've already been subscribed to it. We've had it up and running for about a week, and it's really great. I love the updates we get. But back to the ball game. 2-0 the count to Garcia. Slusher leads from second. That one fired in there, but just low by Rivera, and now Garcia can pick his pitch. Nolan, what would you look for as a hitter here?
It's looking like he's pitching around him, so I don't know what's going on here because he doesn't want to get to Muchagimba, but these pitches are Not what you'd expect right now.
That one right down the pipe. 3-1.
I mean, that's what you look for in 3-0 is a fastball, but he's looking all the way, so.
Yeah.
He's going to make him throw 2 strikes before he thinks about doing anything. Because I see Coach Meagle, he's just standing there, not giving out any signs.
And here's the pitch. Looking the whole way, and it's ball 4, and now the Rattlers with 2 on and 2 away.
Now Derek Muchagimba coming to the plate. Already has a triple in this game.
Yep, he flied up. He popped out to the catcher the last time he was up. Looking to atone for that. Muchagimba drawing the start in left field. A Heartland Conference first team selection was Muchagimba this year. He could have been it at a lot of positions. He pitches, he plays first, plays left field. I think he even played a little bit of right field earlier in this year with Heilingman starting in left. But now the bat in his hands, a chance to add to this Rattler lead. The ball gets away. Slusher motoring down to third base.
Boy, our big men showing some wheels today.
Look at them rumble.
You know how we do it. We wibble and we wobble, but we don't fall down.
He fell down earlier today. Well, 1-0 the count. So Muchagimba's ahead here.
I am confused with the outfield alignment right now, Joe. Look at the center fielder playing way too far.
Yeah, he's a good 2 or 3 steps over to his right, our left. And you would think with Muchagimba already pulling a triple to right center field earlier today, he wouldn't be doing that.
Wondering if that's a misalignment.
Well, 2-0 the count. It could be, but also he could be watching the catcher and seeing that he's setting up in the outside half of the plate. They're trying to stay away from Muchagimba here, I think.
Oh, definitely.
So, with him setting up on the outside half of the plate, it might make sense for him to play more toward left center. Look to third, look to first. That would be a balk in the Major League, but not here in Division II baseball. So we play in the Heartland Conference Tournament, the second year in a row, that is, at Sullivan Field, which is home to the University of the Incarnate Word, is hosting this tournament. Brief recap of earlier today, and an absolute display of offense. The Hilltoppers topped the Rams, score of, I think, 14-13. And now this one rolled over to second. It's handled by Schimmel to Rondon, and the Rattlers still lead 2-1, but they strand 2. We're heading to the top of the 5th inning as you're watching the Heartland Conference Tournament on Rattlers Live. Welcome back, everyone. The Heartland Conference Tournament, Game 2 of our doubleheader underway. It's the top of the 5th inning. Renee Solis dealing to Garza here. 1-0 the count. It'll be Garza, then Schmedley, and then Schimmel due up this inning. That one's fouled off. Count will be 1-1. Garza single in his first at bat. He eventually advanced all the way to third, but wasn't able to come home.
Here's some coaches and players from St. Edwards arriving to watch the rest of this game.
I also see the manager over there of University of Arkansas Fort Smith, Dale Harpinen. I also saw some Major League scouts out here. I believe I saw a representative of the Cardinals. Well, 2-2 the count to Garza.
Well, we are at the University of the Incarnate Word.
No,
Cardinals tend to flock here.
it was St. Louis gear. It said St. Louis on it.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. This one gets underneath the glove of Segala, and the leadoff man Garza will be on base.
Catcher, Sean Smedley.
Now it'll be Sean Schmedley coming to the plate. Schmedley with an RBI single, but then he was thrown out by Slusher in a play that ended the inning. Let's see what he does here. Solis checked to first. Here's the deal. And it's laid down on a bunt. It's a beauty. Solis will throw to first, his only play, and Schmedley will get his job done. Runaway, runner in scoring position, Schimmel at the plate.
Second baseman, Jaron Schimmel.
Anderson waits on deck. He should get an opportunity unless some kind of strange double play happens.
We're Ranger fans. We've seen weirder.
Quick check to second. Here's the pitch. It's fouled off for strike one. New ball out there for Solis. He has his sign. Yeah, quick check to second. Garza being very careful out there. That one below the knees, so 1-1 the count.
The runner getting a huge lead, but I doubt very seriously he wants to test Slusher's arm.
Well, they've already tested him twice today, and twice they've paid for it. This one, a two-hopper. Maldonado handles it. Throw over to first with ease. But Garza advances down another 90 feet. 2 away now.
Center fielder, Jeff Anderson.
And now Jeff Anderson, the number 9 hitter, will have to come through big for the Dust Devils, should they want to score in this inning. Anderson 0 for 1 today. He flew out to right his first time up. Solis from the set. That first pitch catches the inside corner for strike one. You're right, Nolan. You can see Solis whenever he needs a strike, he goes straight for that inside corner. That one came out of his hand a bit too early and thus out of the zone. 1-1.
That was that slider he tries to throw sometimes, and I believe he'll stay away from that now.
This one, a light tapper over to Segala. Throw is accurate, and the Rattlers managed to work around a leadoff single. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left on base. We're heading to the bottom of the 5th. You're watching the Heartland Conference Tournament on Rattlers Live. And welcome back, everyone. So we're ready to play the bottom of the 5th inning. And Segala takes the first pitch he sees right up the middle. Has himself a leadoff single. I was going to say, Segala, Bates, and Gonzalez do up the heart of the order for these Rattlers. Now Brandon Bates coming to the plate. Bates already a single to his name here today. He's 1 for 2.
Segala did a really smart thing there. He really crowded the square there to where a pitch that would be a slight bit outside he could hit with the good part of the bat.
Segala, a small lead over at first.
Not a huge threat to run.
Especially with Bates at the plate. Interesting cover there by McKeenan. The first time over, he kind of crouches over. It looks like he's thinking about trying to block the bag with his leg. Like, what he'd do is with his right leg there, he'd take a knee and it would block the bag from Segala, but not the greatest pickoff move from Rivera here today, although he has been pitching pretty effectively against this Rattlers lineup. Finally comes to the plate, and Bates fouls back the first pitch he sees. 0-1.
Had a hit and run going on there.
The 0-1, none away. Segala, a veteran base runner, out first. Throw over to first, he dives back in time. Rivera has already checked on Segala over at first 3 times in this at-bat. Now to the plate, and Bates laying down the bunt. Well, if that doesn't say Charlie Meagle baseball, I don't know what does. You have your best player at the plate, and with no one out, he lays down a bunt to advance the base runner.
That is baseball. That is how baseball is supposed to be played.
And now Al Gonzalez coming to the plate. Gonzalez 1 for 2 today. He has a single and scored the first run of the ball game for the Rattlers.
I think professional players could take some tips from college players, not the other way around as far as the way baseball should be played.
Segala leads from second. First pitch, a bit inside, 1-0 the count to Al Gonzalez. Maldonado waits on deck. And this one smoked. He's being held at third is Segala. He didn't get the greatest jump off the bag because he was afraid it was going to get caught. But now the Rattlers cooking with runners at the corners and only 1 away.
Second baseman, Mario Maldonado.
Now it'll be Mario Maldonado. Maldonado 0 for 1 with a sacrifice bunt. And with runners at the corners and Maldonado at the plate, the Rattlers have many options here. Could double steal, squeeze play, hit and run, stack fly, score a run. So a great deal of options. The bunt being laid down, Segala wasn't coming down the line. It's fouled off, so it's 0-1.
I've never been a huge fan of that drag bunt.
Especially when you lunge at it like Maldonado just did.
I'd love to see Maldonado just dip it into that right corner.
And a lot of ground to work with out there. And fake to third, fake to first.
Explain to me again, that's not a balk?
It's a balk in the major leagues, but it's not a balk in college.
Okay.
Successive.
Has his sign, does Rivera, and the bunt's laid down, but it's well foul. And so now Mario Maldonado has to work now with an 0-2 count.
I don't expect any pitch for the next 3 to be anywhere near the strike zone.
Yeah, but 0-2 the count. It might be a good time for Gonzalez to consider taking off here. I'd expect something off speed. There was Maldonado. Plays at second, on to first, and it gets away. And a third run will cross the plate for the Rattlers.
That's why you dig it out.
Please elaborate.
E4.
Made the second baseman rush the throw. And when you rush the throw, you don't make an accurate throw. Mario made sure that he was sprinting that entire way.
Well, 2 away now. Segala crosses the plate, thus making it 3-1. And you're right, Maldonado with some hustle down the line, making it a close play. And now Billy Richard at the plate. Richard 0 for 2 today. Hit a sharp comebacker at the pitcher, and then he struck out swinging his second time up.
So that's a hit?
No, it's not a hit, it's a fielder's choice. They got out.
So it scored a fielder's choice, and then an error on the second throw, only because Segala came home to score. Richard looks at called strike one on the outside corner right at his knees.
Right now it's better. Billy gets a hit, then it's fair hit.
Check over to first again. Whoa. That throw almost getting away. As Maldonado dives back safely.
Problem with that is McKeon has to jump up so high with the stance that he's taking.
This one, a little flare. And Rondon making the play. He loses the cap. But that'll end the inning, but not before the Rattlers manage to push across yet another run. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 left on base. As you're watching the Heartland Conference Tournament on Rattlers Live. Welcome back, everyone. We get ready to start the top of the 6th inning. And it's Alvaro Rondon to lead off here. So the top of the order, Rondon shows bunt, a little shuffle there. And called strike one for Rene Solis, who has really calmed down since those first 2 innings.
Rene's really tried to get into somewhat of a groove. He's not going fast, he's not going slow, he's just sort of going at his own pace. And although it's not what you normally see from an ace pitcher, it's the way that he works.
That one out of the zone. 1-1 now the count. Rondon so far 1 for 2 today. Pop out to third and a single in the first. This one a high hop and it'll get over the head of Gonzalez. Rondon a big turn at first.
I have been seeing that on this field all day.
What, a high hopper like that?
The balls just take weird hops on this field.
Oh, well, it might be one of the reasons why 2 errors so far today for the Dust Devils. Earlier in the day, we saw the University of Arkansas Fort Smith commit 6 errors, while the the Hilltoppers committed 2 of their own, so 8 total errors on that game and 10 total errors today in tournament play. So Lisa, courtesy throw over to first, none away, Rondon leads.
And of course, they're first time playing on this field all season, so every field is different.
Gonzalez, the designated hitter, steps in. He's 0 for 2 today. And it looks like a 2 ball there. Throw to first, and on to first, just not in time. Gonzalez dives head first to beat it. But Rondon is retired. The leadoff man is cut off.
Oh, hide the ball, hide the ball.
Well, that one's a fielder's choice, 5-4. Gonzalez stands at first.
Third baseman, Alex Salas.
Somebody will tell Brandon that is the perfect opportunity to hide the ball.
You gonna tell him?
No, that's your job. You can go ahead.
Yeah, I'll tell him.
He scares me.
Oh, great guy, Brandon.
Oh, he's great, yeah.
What it does, though, it gets
No, the runner never called time, and he didn't see the ball there for a while, so.
Well, as it is, Gonzalez leads from first. Salas is at the plate. Salas so far 0 for 2 today, the number 3 hitter for these Dust Devils. That pitch just outside and low, 1-0. McKeon waits on deck.
That was one of those that touched the top of the calf.
And that one, there you go. Just about a little bit below the belt, catches the outside corner, 1-1 now, the count with 1 away.
Same pitch, same location, just a bit higher.
And again, a check over to first. And they're asking for the balk there. Dust Devils manager even coming out and arguing, asking all 4 of the umpires for the balk.
Uh-oh.
Well, if they didn't call it then, I doubt that they're going to call it now, but
That is the calmest I have ever seen 4 umpires do business.
it seemed like none of them really even acknowledged him. Well, 1-1 the count, 1 away. And this one foul down the third baseline. It's going to go well foul. Out of play. 1-2 now the count. One and two, 1 away.
This is a perfect time for that power curveball. And Slusher is so good at that snap throw down to first. Get an easy double play here the way the runner's coming off the bag.
I'll check over to first. Middle infielder's playing a little bit closer to the bag, looking for the 2 ball. And that one's fouled off. Salas continues to battle.
Exactly what I was talking about. But he's done it twice now, so.
Might go with the changeup here, I would think.
Yeah.
It's been nice for him all day, and he hasn't overused it.
Pitch out.
Well, it makes sense in a count like 1 and 2. Usually, as a runner, you figure that they're going to throw the off-speed stuff when they're ahead in the count. Like I just said, changeup. So if they had thrown it and he had taken off, he would have stolen the bag. So pitch out makes sense there, especially when you have a ball or 2 to work with. And that one bounces in, and now no ball or 2 to work with. Full count. Gonzalez, a small lead at first. He takes off with the pitch, off speed, and it's popped up. It's down the left field line and foul, and just off the glove of Segal as he made a sliding effort. And we'll do 3 and 2 again. That ball seemed to hang up there for what seemed like forever.
Try to do a basket catch.
No, he didn't really have many other options there.
No, he really didn't.
Because he was going back on it. from short. It almost slid in under there and made the basket catch. Well, good battle here by Solis so far. We're going to do the full count once again. New balls into the umpires. Slusher and Solis decide what pitch they want to throw. Solis comes set. Here's the pitch. Runner takes off once again. It's popped back. Slusher gets back there, but it's well into the crowd. And we'll do 3-2 once again. That's 2 times in a row that Gonzalez has taken off with the pitch. The thing is, he's not getting the greatest jump, so I'm willing to bet Slusher would be able to handle it. Here's the pitch. This one sharp down the first base line, but well foul.
Got a battle going on.
Yeah, Solis and Solis going at it. The 8th pitch of this at bat upcoming. Solis has his sign. That one
Strike
catches
3
the inside
call.
corner. Solis goes down. And Solis gets the better of that exchange. 2 away now.
First baseman, Alex McKeon.
Solis has no idea what to do with himself.
Well, it's great at bat by him. It's just, Solis got the better of him that time. And now McKeon coming to the plate. 2 outs, 1 on. That one bounces in front of Slusher. A throw over to second. Nowhere near in time. Gonzalez got a good jump off of that loose ball.
Boy, again, you could have hit the ball. Runner's not looking at the bag at all, not looking at whoever has it.
Well, 1-0 the count to McKeon. Solis to the plate. This one popped up a mile high. Taking charge is Garcia, not only in the inning. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left on base. The Rattlers still lead 3-1. We're heading to the bottom of the 6th. You're watching Heartland Conference Tournament on Rattlers Live.
Welcome back, Rattler fans, here on the campus of the University of the Incarnate Word, Sullivan Stadium. Strike 1 here to Nathan Humpel.
Humpel 1 for 2 today with a triple. And that one's just inside on him. 1-1 now the count. 3-1 the Rattler lead. We'll see Humpel, Slusher, and Garcia this inning. And Humpel
That
again.
is how you do it.
And he's working that right field very nicely today. He has himself his 2nd hit of the game with a leadoff single, and the Rattlers getting their leadoff man on.
Catcher, Scott Slusher.
I think he took a little page from Brandon Bates' book.
Just maybe.
Get the good part of the bat on the ball. Good things will happen.
52.
Pitch running at first base, Heartland.
And Weston Heilingman now will come in and pinch run for Humple.
Attention please for the Rattlers. Pitch running at first base for Humble. Number 31, Weston Heilingman.
Heilingman, good speed. Sometimes plays outfield for these Rattlers. It'll be Scott Slusher at the plate. And I fully expect a bunt here, don't you, Nolan?
I do too.
Well, Heilingman dives back to first in time.
Hit and run really isn't Coach Meagle's style. It's not how he got his 1,000th win this season.
It's 2 hits. I think
And here's the bunt being shown. Slusher lays it down. Goes to second with it, and the play is made. Heilingman is cut down. Slusher is not able to advance the runner. Oh, now it'll be Garcia. He'll be up. With Slusher now running at first base instead of Heilingman. One away. Rivera working from the set. That one just outside. 1-0.
Again, they're leaving so much room in right center field, but they're pitching away. Must trust the range of both their left fielder and their center fielder to be doing that constantly.
Now this one's fouled out of play. 1-1. Garcia so far today, he's 1 for 2. He also drew a walk. And Slusher on base for the 3rd time today. Here's the pitch. That one low, almost touching the dirt. 2-1.
Joe, my only surprise for this game, and I guess the big one is with Heilingman on base. We could have tried for the steal. Schmedley, the catcher, is just stiff as he can be this entire game.
Oh, this one's shot down left field line, foul. And you pointed that out to me during the warm-ups. And he didn't look particularly crisp, but I don't know. I think we might have run on him. Well, I think the Rattlers may have run against Schmedley earlier on in the season and with some success. But I think that Rattlers were just trying to trust Slusher to lay the bunt down there.
Right.
Well, this one bounces in front of Schmedley. Count now runs full.
Of course, I'm not one to ever question Coach Meagle. That's why he's down there and I'm up here.
Might be a little bit of an age difference, too.
That, too.
Well, full count here, Rivera versus Garcia. Slusher taking off with the pitch. And a flip over to second is still in time, and Slusher does a good job of getting in the way of Rondon. And once again, another fielder's choice, and Garcia now running at first. And because Slusher was put in action running towards second base there, it probably prevented the double play.
He wants interference.
Left fielder Derek Muchigamba.
Well, the slide was perfectly legal by Slusher. He even touched the bag after he made the slide. That's the rule of it. You're not allowed to make a slide to take out a fielder if you cannot reach over and touch the bag. But Slusher clearly was legal with his slide as he went over and touched the bag after he did it. Or while he was in the act of sliding, I should say.
He needs to be careful. This is the second time that he's come out and argued something. I don't know how much these umpires can take as far as patience is concerned. But he's not being loud by any stretch of the
he's not
imagination.
being rude or aggressive right now.
Come on, play the game. Go.
Well, heading back to the dugout now. It'll be Muchigamba at the plate with 1 on and 2 away.
Boy, I've never seen umpires with this much patience.
Well, he's not being rude or mean or anything. So.
True.
Yeah, just good conversation, I think.
Might as well let him talk, let him vent.
Yep. Oh, Muchigamba 1 for 3 today. First inning, he had that triple. This pitch well off the plate, 1-0. Segalo waits on deck, should it come to that. Throw over to first, Garcia back in time.
That was a pretty good pickoff move.
It hasn't really been throwing a good pickoff move today, but I think he has it in his arsenal. Does Rivera.
Oh, certainly.
And Muchigamba a bit late on that one. He'll go foul.
He wants that one back.
Put it in the hole. Go.
The left-handed batting Muchigamba, that right center field area looks very enticing. Taking off with the pitch is Garcia, but this one a little nubber off the end of the bat. It'll go foul, 1-2.
Good job, Becky. Good job.
1-2, 2 away. Wouldn't be surprised to see Garcia take off. That one outside, 2-2.
I think they were wanting to do a pitch out there, and it didn't end up the way they wanted it.
Yeah, by the way, Schmedley kind of jumped out of his stance there for a second. It looked like they were expecting him to go. 2-2, 2 away. And Muchigamba stays alive, spoiling a good pitch. We'll do 2-2 again.
A metal fence, that's no fun. You want the net, it still gives you a little bit of fear.
Well, a good crowd turning out here today.
A lot of them have migrated to the shade.
Yep. Count. And Muchigamba, a 2-hopper over towards second base. It's handled by Schimmel, and that'll do it for the inning. We're heading to the 7th as you're watching the Heartland Conference Tournament on Rattlers Live. And welcome back, everyone, as we get ready to start the top of the 7th inning here at the Heartland Conference Tournament. 1-0 the count for Zykov. Swing and a miss. Count now even at 1 apiece.
And a miss.
Zykov 1 for 2 here today. He doubled in the second to lead off. That one out of the zone. 2-1 now. That double, he eventually came around to score and briefly gave the Dust Devils their only lead of the game at 1-0. Since then, the Rattlers have scored 3 runs unanswered. 3-1 now the count. Solis still out there on the bump for the Rattlers. This one lifted toward left field. Muchagemba settling underneath it. He applies a squeeze. 1 away. Now it'll be Garza coming up. Garza so far 2 for 2 today. Seems to have Solis all figured out with a couple of singles. Solis from the windup. Garza swinging the first pitch he sees, fouls it off down the third baseline.
This is what I'm talking about for the game. TAMIU, after just the second inning, they're swinging at everything. And again, Solis, he's making pitches that can be swung at and can be made into hits, but not with any kind of lumber to them. Metal, Jesus.
Well, this one's fouled out of play. And it's 0-2 now. You're right, Nolan. Through those first 2 innings, the Dust Devils had sprayed 4 hits, but since then, in the next 4 innings, they only have 2 hits for the rest of that game. This one in the dirt, waste pitch. 1-2 now the count.
I've always wondered about something. You think umpires wait for the chance to throw the pitch back to the ball, or throw the ball back to the pitcher?
Some of them do, but some of them just give it back to the catcher and have them throw it. I know there was actually a story last year where Russell Martin got into it with the umpire because Russell Martin wanted to throw the ball back to the pitcher, but the umpire refused it to him and said that he was going to do it himself. But yeah, I think sometimes want to show off the arm there. 1-2 the count.
One of those back in my day. Nice.
Well, today is his day as Rene Solis paints the inside corner yet again. Another strikeout.
Catcher Sean Smedley.
Now it'll be Sean Schmedley.
There it is.
At the plate. Sounds like a name that should be said with a Sean Connery accent.
Right?
Sean Schmedler.
Shaken, not stirred.
Well, 2 away, and 1-0 the count here to Schmedley. Schmedley 1 for 1 today, also a sacrifice bunt. So that one's also out of the zone, and Schmedley finds himself ahead 2-0. Bumpus warming in the bullpen, but I think it's just precautionary more than anything else.
Right.
I doubt that they'd want to use him with Solis going so strong, especially in tournament play. And Perez also looked like he was starting to get warmed up. No throwing yet, just warming up his legs. Solis deals. This one taken into left center field. Richard covering a lot of ground, but it'll be Muchagemba coming on to make the catch. And that'll do it. Another 1-2-3 inning for Solis. It's time to stretch as we head to the middle of the 7th. Saying, take me out to the ball game. And welcome back, everyone. Heartland Conference Tournament Game 2 underway. This first pitch is taken by Segala into center field. Settling underneath it is Anderson. One away.
First baseman, Brandon Bates.
If you're Rivera, that's really what you want to do to get this inning off to a quick start. Get that one pitch out.
He's on a short string right now. They still have people actively warming up in the bullpen.
Well, he's pitched himself a great ball game, only giving up 3 runs. He just hasn't gotten any run support. And a couple of errors behind him haven't really helped out either.
I think there are people warming up in the bullpen. I can't exactly see it.
This one pulls McKeon off the bag. And Bates is safe at first. That'll be an error on the third baseman, Solis.
It's the second one today, isn't it?
I'm not exactly positive, but I think so.
Third baseman, Al Gonzalez.
Well, now it'll be Al Gonzalez coming to the plate. Gonzalez is 2 for 3. Here's the pitch. Gonzalez ropes one. My goodness, that's hit a mile. And Gonzalez fires it up and puts the Rattlers in a commanding lead with a 2-run shot. 5-1 now the score. Gonzalez liked the first pitch he saw and took it into the trees and over the left field fence.
Gonzo bomb! Gonzo bomb!
Second baseman, Mario Maldonado.
That's one of those sweet hits where you hear it go off the bat and you just know that it's going a long distance. Now,
with no wind, that was all muscle.
Mario Maldonado now at the plate. That one thrown in there for a called strike 1. Rivera's been very successful against Maldonado today. He has him at 0 for 2 with a sacrifice. And he's ahead 0-2 here now. Peel down to first. He did not go around. Count now 1-2 for Maldonado.
And although that was only the second time that the Rattlers have gotten on top of that curveball, first time it goes for a triple for Derek Muchigimba, and this time it goes for a home run for Al Gonzalez.
Yeah, but besides those 2 or 3 pitches that Rivera's made mistakes on, he's been very sharp today. I really like what he's doing.
He changes speed so effectively.
Oh, 2-2 now the count. And Maldonado goes around, the ball's in the dirt, but it's dug out, and the strikeout is completed there. So it'll be 2 away now, bases clear, and Billy Richard coming to the plate. Richard 0 for 3 today. Lined out, struck out, and then flew out. And this first pitch is taken high into right field. And the catch is made by Zykov. That'll do it for the inning, but not before Al Gonzalez provides some power to tack on 2 extra runs and put the Rattlers in front with a commanding 5-1 lead. You're watching the Heartland Conference Tournament on Rattlers Live. Welcome back, everyone, to the Heartland Conference Tournament. Nolan, the 8th inning's your inning. Take it away.
First pitch by Rene Solis, bit high with the changeup, 1-0. At the plate right now is Schimmel. Next pitch, fastball outside, 2-0. Rene may be wanting to slow down a bit. He's going a bit fast, and it's, I'd say it was hurting his command, but not anymore.
Yeah, that fastball ran right on that outside quarter. Good pitch at 2-0. I think Schimmel was taking the whole way there until Rene threw him a strike, though.
Here's the 2-1. Fastball again, right at Zagala.
Man, he hit that one on the screws, but Zagala, right place, right time.
Gotta hit him where they ain't.
Fielder, Jeff Anderson.
And here comes Jeff Anderson,
0 for 2 on the ball game.
center fielder for Texas A&M International University. Rene gets his sign. Here's the first pitch. Fastball just a bit outside and low, 1-0. Rene wanting to get through this inning quickly. This one's slapped foul to the right side, out of play. 1-1 the count here, 1 out here in the top of the 8th inning. Rondon on deck. Anderson at the plate. The next pitch, inside, bit low, 2-1. Rene gets his sign. Here's the 2-1. Changeup just missed low. 3-1 now. The last thing you want to do is, after a big inning like that, get anybody on base.
Especially if it's the number 9 hitter and you're thinking about walking him.
As a fastball outside part of the plate. 3-2 now. Full count here to Anderson. 3-2. Just a tiny bit outside. And that'll be a walk. And here comes Rondon.
Rondon 2 for 3 today, a couple of singles.
All right, roll 2.
He has been the player that we expected him to be. Effective at the plate, a good base runner. A couple of solid plays over at short.
First pitch from Rene. Changeup, outside corner, 0-1. Rene comes set. Here's the 0-1. Changeup in the dirt. Slusher did a nice job of blocking it there. It's 1-1. Here at the University of the Incarnate Word, Sullivan Stadium, host of the Heartland Conference Tournament. Rene comes set. Kersey throw over to first. Keep Anderson close there at first.
You're right, Nolan. His pace has really slowed down here this inning. I think he's being more thoughtful with all of his pitches as it gets farther on in the ball game. Don't want to make any mistakes here. 2 ball.
Could be 2 here. Over to first. Got him by an eyelash. Double play. It's 5-1. We're heading to the bottom of the 8th. You're watching the Heartland Conference Tournament on Rattlers Live. Welcome back, Rattlers. New pitcher on the mound for the Dust Devils, Steven Dickerson, sophomore, 6 feet tall, 175 pounds, from Danbury, Connecticut. 2-0 on the season with a 3.67 ERA. And Joe, it's back to you.
Well, that first pitch in there to Heilingman. Strike, and a second one in there, also a called strike too. And Heilingman now a weak little grounder off the bat. And they're going to call it a fair ball. The tag applied by Dickerson. And Heilingman is retired on the is the first out of the inning. Excuse me there.
Everybody screaming here that was foul.
Yeah.
Pitcher caught him tag.
That'll be a rare 1U play. You don't really see that too often.
No, you really don't.
Well, now it'll be Scott Slusher at the plate. He's 1 for 3 today, but he's been on base all 3 times, either by fielder choice or error. That first pitch in there on the outside corner for a called strike 1.
Well, he's just painting pitches.
Yep, Dickerson looking to have extreme control here so far. And now Slusher laying down the blank. He's going down the line, but Dickerson will throw him out by a good 2 steps, and now 2 away here for the Rattlers.
I'm not sure about that one.
Right fielder Adrian Garcia.
It'll be Adrian Garcia now coming to the plate. As we go back to the top of the order. Jonathan Perez, the Rattlers closer and the relief pitcher of the year for the Heartland Conference, is warming in the bullpen. But with Rene Solis running so smoothly and in a tournament setting, you'd think the Rattlers might try to save Perez an inning here.
And I think you made the best point, which is if someone gets on base, then it would be smart to bring in another pitcher. But otherwise, just let Rene try and finish it out.
Well, this one fouled back. Garcia now 1-1 with the count.
What do you call that pitch? It looked like either a splitter or a cutter, or
I thought it looked a little bit like a sinker that just stayed up there, but yeah, that was a sinker. But Garcia was able to locate it well and is on base with yet another single.
Well, I think everybody's taking some advice from Brandon Bates.
Well, Derek Muchigimba now coming to the play as the Rattlers just tallied their 11th hit of the ball game. Muchigimba, he's gone quiet actually since that triple in the first inning. That pitch above the belt, 1-0. The Rattlers surely would take any insurance run they could get. That one again, above the belt. 2-0 now. Come set. Here's the pitch. A big swing and a foul ball from Muchigimba. 2-1.
Bit late on that.
Yeah, it was, and I think he was going for the fences there by the look of things. Dickerson doing a good job here, painting the corners. Check over to first on Garcia, who dives back in safely. 2-1 the count, 2 away. Garcia takes off the throw down to second. It's in time, and Garcia out on the base paths to end the inning. We're heading to the 9th. The Rattlers a chance to nail down their first game of the Heartland Conference Tournament. The Dust Devils a little bit of work to do as you're watching the Heartland Conference Tournament on Rattlers Live. Welcome back, everyone. Bringing it back a little bit early, we're going to tell you about the game times coming up tomorrow. Tomorrow, the loser of this game will play the University of Arkansas Fort Smith. That first game will be coming at you at noon. The winner of this game will be playing the Hilltoppers, who won their game. That game will be at 3:30 tomorrow. And then to round out the trifecta of ball games tomorrow, the winner of the game at noon will play the loser of the game at 3:30. And that game will be at 7 o'clock. We'll be bringing you all those games along with providing you with live updates here on RattlerAthletics.com. You can watch all the games and keep up with the live stats. Renee Solis back out there on the bump trying to finish out the inning. First pitch thrown in there, ball one. It's Gonzalez at the plate. He'll be followed by Solis and then McKinnon. 2-3-4 for the Dust Devils. This one fouled out of play, 1-1 the count. Solis from the windup. And this one hops just foul. Bates gloves it and returns it to Solis. And the count will now be 1-2. Solis ahead.
Boy, Renee would love to get out of this with a complete game.
The entire Rattler team would, because it would help save their pitching for the next game. This one, roller over to Bates. He handles it himself. One away.
Nice play there by Bates. Putting his body in front of it, making sure it's not going to get past him.
Third baseman, Alex Salas.
Likewise, on the pitching point, the Dust Devils only using 2 pitchers today. Very beneficial to them as they'll go into their game tomorrow. Both the Lions and Hilltoppers used at least 3 pitchers here today. This one lined sharply foul by Solis. 0-1 the count. Sun's starting to go down, but the lights are on. So we will be getting this game in.
You know what I love to see at the end of a ball game?
What's that?
Everyone in the infield, look at their pants. Even the catcher.
Oh, Scott Slusher got very dirty today on the base pass. That one's called a strike. 0-2. Solis has jumped ahead.
Your body's up here.
Always told me if your pants aren't dirty at the end of the game, you didn't do your job.
And here's the pitch, and this one grounded weakly over to Bates. He's getting a workout over there. 2 away. The Rattlers 1 win away from advancing into the winner's bracket. It'll be up to McKeon.
Alex McKeon.
Put him in the book.
McKeon so far 0 for 3 today. Solis with his sign. Here's the pitch. That one just outside McKeon, almost offered at it. 1-0. Zykov waits on deck, but that one dealt in there for a strike. 1-1.
And the trust that Charlie Meagle has in Renee, nobody's even moving in the bullpen.
That one just outside. 2-1. For a while, Perez was kind of just tossing, but gently, but now absolutely no one in the pin. That one catches the outside corner, and the Dust Devils now down to their last strike. Solis winds and deals. That one inside, and the count now has run full.
Come on. You haven't walked anybody yet. Come on, Renee.
Full count, 2 away. This one popped up and out of play. We'll do 3-2 again.
Boy, I felt that one.
Chad Peters almost got some action over there. Should have brought his glove. Solis deals. This one taken into right field. Garcia charging on hard. And that's the ball game. The Rattlers victorious 5-1 the score. Solis the complete game. He had 5 strikeouts on the ball game, pitched 9 solid innings. Rivera also impressive on the other end, but he takes the loss in today's game. As we previously mentioned, now the Dust Devils, their game is set. They will play the University of Arkansas Fort Smith Lions at noon tomorrow. The Rattlers will take on the St. Edwards Hilltoppers at 3:30. And then based on what happens at those games, that'll determine the 7 o'clock game. You have been watching the Heartland Conference Tournament. For Kayleen Zelsnack, Robin Johnson, Chad Peters, Nolan Senef, I'm Joe Rodriguez. Everyone, you take care. Have a nice day. And we'll be back tomorrow with some more Heartland Conference Tournament baseball.
Thank you very much.